Go for it. Yeah, like I said, it's been a very chilled day today. We started with the Remembrance Sunday down at the memorial in Birkhead. That was really, really cool. A lovely service.
Yes, indeed. I would have to say that Remembrance Sunday, remembering those who have passed away, and fought for their country, etc., etc. Remembering it is in fact cool. Only Ben could regard that as being a cool event, but there you go. Also, Ben, I'd have to say, for one who served for their country in such a distinguished manner as you did, it doesn't look too much like you're wearing a poppy. I mean, you may have taken it off, but I don't know too many people who just been to a remembrance service and then just removed the poppy straight away. Did you just chuck it in a bin just afterwards, did you? Is that what actually happened? So, hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the Sullivans and their love for the military life. But not actually about Ben, would you believe? We're going to be talking about Zoe, who is laying claim quite vociferously to being a hard done by military wife. She has served queen and country, now king and country. She's been there and done it all, hasn't she? So we're going to get into that in a second, but first of all, please take a moment to check out the online merch that I have for Christmas. Finally, the Raccoon Christmas merch line has been launched. It is the long-awaited The True Crime Is Not Believing collection. So you can get it, all manner of merch, including hoodies, t-shirts, notepads, and even actual Christmas ornaments for your Christmas tree this year. So head on over to the merch store, link in the description box below. Your support is much appreciated. Thank you so much. Let's get right back into the video. So as I said, Zoe has been very vociferous in her defense of the fact that she has been a part of Ben's, military lifestyle, and she wants the world to know it. But she put up this on her Facebook stories yesterday, and because she's been getting a bit of backlash about the whole everything, right? So she's put here, had to highlight this comment this morning, being that it's Remembrance Sunday, so she wanted to call somebody out clearly. So this comment said, well, if you are an example of a good serviceman, though I suspect not, God help us, I have done far more than you ever have or will. You know nothing about me, whereas everyone knows about you, as you put it all over social media. Get off your ass, as you so charmingly put it. Get a proper job. So this person is clearly having a go at them. Well, Ben in particular here, about not being a good. Well, we don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna get into the debate. Was Ben good at his job or not good at his job? There's been contrasting and conflicting reports about whether or not Ben was actually a good serviceman. So I'm not going to get into that debate right now because I don't know firsthand whether or not he was. Who knows? But this person goes on to say, why no poppy? Weren't you in the RAF, Ben? Do you go to a parade, etc.? Well, he said he did actually, or he went to a service. He didn't go to a parade. Well, he didn't say that he went to a parade anyway. And I'm only speculating about the poppy because on his jacket there was no poppy, right? So I don't know. I have seen pictures of the kids. Should I have seen pictures of the kids? That's another matter. Obviously I shouldn't have done, but on all over the Facebook there are pictures of the kids wearing poppies, so obviously there were poppies involved, right? But Zoe was very, I'm going to say the word again, I know, vociferous, right? And she bit back. She said, Ben served 26 years in the forces. As a family, we served over 18 years. I am proud of his service and always will be. And I am proud of us as a family, as it wasn't always an easy time. How dare people question his service to this country? These people should be ashamed of themselves. You should be ashamed, Anne. You should be ashamed. Zoe has spoken. Now, that's not the end of it. Oh no. Oh no. Because those words of wisdom from Zoe, not the fact that she's called this person out, but it's her wording here, which suggests that she has also served in the military. And somebody called her out for it. So this person said, Zoe, I just had to comment. You did not serve. Ben did. So you should change what you wrote. It reads really badly. It's never easy, but you make your choice in life. I agree with the person who commented that I would have thought you would have all worn a poppy this week, especially as you are showing your family every day on social media. In fact, that's a very good point. Not just on the one day, maybe like on the week, because people who are really into the service life and everything, they tend to, you know, proudly display their poppy and their support, you know, for the week preceding it, really. And yet I don't think they did, so don't seem to be very much. I mean, did Ben leave on bitter terms or something? Anyway, so this person is quite spot on about, you know, their opinions, I guess. Not that I know, Zoe, okay? I'm just reading what I'm seeing, okay? It's not my opinion in actual fact, right? But Zoe, oh my god, she had something very good. Very good. What the fuck? If I could speak, right? Okay. Zoe had something very vociferous. That's 4 times now. You count into a vociferous count. Vociferously came back with a reply to this beautifully worded comment. Zoe replied then, I have to say that I totally disagree with you and that I also find you incredibly offensive. Having been part of a military family for a large part of my married life, we as a family have had to sacrifice a fair amount over the years due to Ben's service, especially the older children who spent many years with their dad away for months at a time and moving from place to place. One of the most annoying things you can say to a military wife is that you made your choice. It's such a stupid thing to say in this situation. Yeah, in fact, a very stupid thing to say in this situation. All right? None of... I'm joking. Okay. None of which I have to explain to you, of course. Also, unless I'm not seeing things correctly, they are all wearing poppies in these photos. That's what I mentioned about the kids were all wearing poppies. But in Ben's little video thingy, he wasn't wearing a poppy. I think that's what's going on there. As someone who regularly comes on to write derogatory comments on our account, you obviously don't like us, so maybe you should kindly do us all a favour and naff off. Yes, naff off. Absolutely naff off, right? So, what I should say is that was a lovely reply, Zoe. I think that you quite clearly are very passionate about the fact that you served for Queen and Country for so many years, right? But did you know, guys, right, you may have seen this reply in this comment thread and everything, but did you know that a couple of years ago Zoe herself made very similar comments on her Facebook about this very subject, and it is a joy to behold for me to bring it to you today, because we're going to go back in time now to see exactly what Zoe thought of the military life whilst she was living it. So this post was a couple of years ago. And Zoe said, Ben has been in the military for 24 years. I have been a military wife for 17 years. I, like all military spouses, wouldn't even want to try and calculate how much of that time I have spent being a single parent. I have moved all over the country, and although we now live in a place we love, we have lived in many places that we have hated. We have had to uproot our children and our whole lives so many times because we are in the military. We are in the military. That's right, not Ben. We. Always we. People say that's what you signed up for. Actually, no, I didn't. I'm a civilian. How did you serve in the military then? If you are a civilian, you didn't sign up for it. You're a civilian. Ben signed up for it, remember? At no point did I ever sign up to be on my own, away from all my friends and family. I married the man I love, and he happened to have a career in the military, so I had to take that on as well. That doesn't mean that I signed up for it. Actually, Zoe, it actually does, right? Because you did have a choice, right? You knew before you got married to Ben that he was in the military, right? You knew that you would be signing up for that way of life when you got married to him. Yes, you may have fallen in love with him for whatever reason, right? But he was still in the military at the time you got married to him, at the time you fell in love with him. He was in the military. So you did know what you were doing. You did it on purpose, some might say. I have lived in substandard accommodation for 15 years, never wanting to make too much of a fuss for the fear of what it might do to my husband's career. People say, but you get cheap rent, so you should just put up with it. Yes, we get slightly cheaper rent, but would you put up with it? A lot of the properties that people are expected to live in are substandard and not looked after. The problem I have a lot here is the fact that she's saying that none of it was her fault. She didn't know what she was doing. They've lived in substandard accommodation. She had to live as a single parent, etc, etc, etc. The thing is, right, yes, the man that she fell in love with was in the military, right? Ben signed up for it. She knew what she was doing when she signed up for it. The kids thing, right? Becoming a single parent as such, right? They didn't have to have kids, so you also knew that you were bringing your children into a world of a military lifestyle, right? So you knew that you would be having to uproot your family. You knew that your dad or their dad would have to be away for months at a time, etc. You knew all this when you signed up for it, when you decided to have children with him, etc. This was not all a massive surprise to you. You would have known this before you got into the whole thing in the first place. She goes on to say, when we march out of a property, we are expected to leave it pristinely clean, or we get charged. We more often than not then turn up to our new property, often hundreds of miles away, to be greeted with another house that hasn't even been cleaned. God damn it. No wonder you're always cleaning your house. No wonder. It's trauma, I tell you, trauma. I have turned up at houses with my children and our whole world on the back of a moving truck to find the place dirty and not fit for purpose. I have been in tears trying to clean places before I can even let our things come in the house, and I am in no way the only one. I am sick of living under the threat of deployment, the threat of being posted, the threat of speaking out, and the threat of what people might think of us. Right, how did that work out for you, Zoe? The threat of what people might think of you. Well, you now know what people think of you on a grand scale, and you do it purposely. That's lovely, isn't it? Absolutely lovely. She goes on to say, we are given houses that are not up to standard in most cases, and us military wives make it into a home for our families time and time again, because that is what we do. We try our hardest to make it the best it can possibly be for our families. In return, we get treated most of the time by contractors like we have no rights, that they can come traipsing through our house with no regard for the fact that you live there, and it's very upsetting. Everything is always a battle. There is always a million phone calls. You are passed from pillar to post all of the time, and then finally fobbed off with an email stating some guideline or another. It's so frustrating, and a lot of us don't have the time to deal with it, so it once again gets brushed under the carpet. Nothing is ever smooth, and I'm sick and tired of dealing with it. I'm so angry and so upset that we never get listened to or respected. Wow, okay, so Zoe 2 or 3 years ago was not happy at all whatsoever living as a military wife. No wonder they ended up going to YouTube and pimping out their kids, because what else were they going to do? Just carry on being in the military? No, they couldn't do that, because Zoe didn't like serving the country to which she was born into. She didn't like serving at all. She don't like serving Ben, for one thing. She don't like serving her kids. She don't like serving anybody. She will not bow down to anybody. God damn it. Right, so this argument about whether or not military wives, aka Zoe, actually serves her country. Right, I'm going to put this one to bed once and for all. Right. I found this little excerpt on the internet, somewhere down the internet path. Yeah, anyway, right, okay. It gives a good insight into what it's like, and yeah, let's take a little read of it, shall we? So this says, being a military spouse does not mean you serve your country, and anyone who claims it does has no respect for what our servicemen and women truly go through. I am fully able to acknowledge the sacrifices military spouses make, especially when there are children, school, or other special circumstances involved. But when military spouses claim they have served their country by being married to someone in uniform, I want to barf away then. It is disrespectful to the people who have committed to making life to risking life and limb for their country, to ever think being a stay-at-home mum or dad or whatever else is comparable or in some way service to your country. Your significant other made a choice to serve. The only choice you made was to be married to them. You're not serving your country. You are serving your husband or wife. You are serving your kids. Making sacrifices for sure, but service to your country, making that claim cheapens the actual sacrifices and commitments our military members are making every day. So I think that pretty much sums it up, really. It clarifies everything you need to know about this situation. Zoe clearly thinks that she sacrificed her or risked her life. Maybe she does. I mean, she popped out 12 kids, so maybe that is a risk to life on her part. She had a big part to play in things, but she's done that more so to make money off YouTube. So what do I know? Anyway, that is that. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. I think it's a very interesting talking point. Ben and Zoe once again coming out of it looking like the absolute morons that they are. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Give the video a massive thumbs up whilst you're at it. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Also, if you haven't been made aware so far, okay, I have a brand new Instagram account over at Instagram, ironically. If you haven't followed me over there, please do so, at the Raccoon XX. It's a brand new account, not the old one. So follow me on this one. I need more people over there. Please go over there, follow me. Did I mention follow me? Thank you so much for following me over there. Until next time, have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.